release of the Hellcat Charger and Challenger, the other variants were all but forgotten. However, this Scat Pack Challenger is definitely a car to get excited over. Although it carries an RT badge, don't underestimate just how capable this machine is. Under the hood sits a 6.4 liter V8 pumping out 485 brake horsepower. Can it handle though? Let's get started. What's up guys, Kalo36 here. We are in a Dodge Challenger RT. I think this is a Scat Pack. So it comes with a 6.4 liter naturally aspirated V8, very cool. I think stock they're rated at 465 horsepower. So a lot of power on tap, and I know the Challengers have kind of been poked fun at for being a little bit heavy. So I think this is a little bit heavier car. I don't know exact weight, but I think it's around 4,000 pounds or so. This is the first Challenger that I've been able to drive. I've never even driven a V6 or just a regular RT or that. I've driven the SRT8 Charger before, and I really liked it. So really excited to try this one out and see how she does. So initial impressions are really good, guys. I like the whole layout of this. Some of the older Dodge cars that I've sat in, the interior was a little bland, and I gotta say they really stepped up their game with this model. I feel like just everything is a little bit nicer. You have a really gorgeous touchscreen navigation here, really nice colors on the screen, and I like the overall placement of the shifter. It's a really nice just overall driving position. Steering wheel has a really nice shape and size to it. It's leather wrapped and has some nice yellow accents here, very cool. The tach and the speedometer have a really nice look to them, and then of course right there in the middle you have an electronic readout, so that's very cool, very cool. Overall, these seats are really nice, very comfortable, but you can just tell that they made this for probably a little bit bigger of a person. Someone as skinny as me, I do have a little bit of wiggle room here on the sides, but nothing terrible. You do have some support here for your thighs on the bottom of the chair, which is really nice. So this is definitely a seat that I feel like it would probably keep you planted for the most part when you're taking some turns pretty hard. Right down here, you got the ACs and the cup holders and everything right here. It's got a really nice touch to it, really good materials, and of course you got the yellow highlights on there as well. Looks really nice. But other than that, guys, this car is pretty much stock. He has just a few, I think a catback in the intake. Let's take it for a drive now and see how it is. All right, guys, so initial impressions are really good. This car rides really smooth, and I like the overall feel of the clutch and the shifter. Yeah, so this clutch is very aggressive for a stock clutch. Like it wants to go. Car, as expected, rides super smooth. Even on the track settings that he has it on here, I'm really impressed with the ride quality. Like this thing, I feel like I'm driving on a pillow. So the ride quality is super impressive. The motor seems pretty responsive, just kind of driving around normally. The engine seems pretty eager, and it seems like a lot of power on tap. All right, second gear, 3,000 RPMs, here we go. Oh yeah, power's good. Power's real good. Just throughout the whole RPM range, you have a lot of power, a lot of torque, and it feels really good. You just really gotta love the sound of this motor. Driving this thing, anytime I drive like a V8 with a good sounding exhaust, it just really makes you feel good when you're driving it. It's a feel-good car, you know? Really easy to rev match. Really liking the shifter in here. So when I start pushing the car a little bit more in the corners, that's when you kind of start to notice the weight a little bit more, but taking it low speed and just kind of cruising, the car feels pretty light on its feet. Yeah, one thing that's really good about this 6.4 is that you have so much power down low in the RPM range that when you're taking these turns, you don't have to be too, worried about what gear you're in. You just have so much power on tap anywhere in the RPM range that you can kind of be in third gear for a car that, for a turn that you might normally be in second gear for in any other car, and you'll be fine because you got so much power down low in the RPM range. It's one of the benefits of having such a big motor like this. Yeah, like I said before, guys, this car rides so smooth. This is one of the best riding cars I've ever driven before. Ooh, this thing handles pretty good, guys. I gotta say, you definitely, once you start pushing it a little bit harder, you start feeling the weight of the car. So that's one thing to keep in mind, but she does handle pretty good, I gotta say. Oh yeah. So yeah, guys, handling's good. When you start pushing it a little bit harder, you definitely notice the weight. But I gotta say, I'm having a lot of fun taking around these corners. Throttle response is really good, guys. This car is pretty aggressive for a stock tune. This car wants to go. Yeah, just overall, I'm just really impressed with the ride quality of this thing. This is one of the smoothest cars I've ever driven. It doesn't seem like you sacrifice that much for that quality. The car still handles good, but you definitely feel the weight of it once you start kind of pushing it a little bit harder on the turns. But if you're just kind of cruising and stuff, the car actually feels light on its feet, which is pretty cool. Well, guys, that's it for today's review. I hope you enjoyed it. This Challenger Scat Pack was truly an enjoyable car. Although it does feel a bit heavy, the power is great and the ride quality is superb. Until next time, guys, stay cool and keep loving your cars.